3, 2, 1.
Oh, see shot.
Yo, that's probably gonna hurt the people's ears.
Well, they'll get used to it. They'll get used to it.
Quick advertisement before we start this amazing podcast. W17 co-working spaces situated in Harrington Street, Kloof Street, opening up soon. Waterfront, Johannesburg, we haven't forgotten about you. Rosebank, Fire Station, that's all that is available, and a few more opening up soon. Alrighty.
Dope spaces. Moving along, buddy.
Shit. So I had a bit of a rough start today before this podcast.
Okay.
Bruh, jiu-jitsu. You know, it's
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, by the way, just to remind y'all.
BJJ.
BJJ. 2 J's.
You know when you have one of those weeks where you're just like on point?
Uh-huh.
You know, you're not getting smashed. You're getting all the techniques. You're seeing all the openings, bruh. So far this week, nothing was clicking. You're getting smashed left, right, and center.
That's the beauty of
I was like,
That's the beauty of Jiu-Jitsu.
Confidence just went.
For 2 weeks, you'll be great. Take in mind, I've been off the mats for like 5 years.
Yeah, we're still trying to get you back into it. Next month, huh?
Yeah, making my comeback soon. But anyway, you'll be great for like 2 weeks. And I promise you, those 2 weeks, those people you dominated for 2 weeks, they figured out a new technique. And the following week, they smash you.
I just felt like an off day today, man. I just didn't like
That's fine.
Shit. Like,
you know, it's life. It's exactly like life. You have your off day.
Yeah.
You fix yourself up, and you move on.
It's like I felt this 2 months ago when starting out again, and then I was just like, okay, cool, momentum, accepting getting smashed, cool, submitting, then techniques clicking in, dominating, and now it's just like back to square one. I was like,
that's fine, man. It's all a part of the journey in itself.
The martial way.
Anyway, I was like running yesterday. As you can see, I'm trying to cut weight, yo. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking like a whale. Anyway, dude, because it's heavy storms now in Cape Town. Heavy storms. Look, it's major for people living, you know, in the streets, in shanty towns, and in shacks. It's always hectic in this time where flooding happens. So if you guys know people that's close to you, maybe support groups that, you know, donate blankets, food parcels, Google that Google that stuff. Go help, go support soup kitchens. You can even create your own soup in your own area, feed the people. But anyway, my point was,
maybe Black and Yellow should set up like a little spot here at Workshop 17 and just collect some clothes. People can drop us.
Oh, snap, maybe.
I think
that's actually a good idea.
I think that's a dope idea.
That's actually a good idea. So we'll figure that out. We'll let you guys know. Yeah. So what I was saying, yesterday I was jogging, and bro, like the storm.
It was raining hard yesterday. There was hail as well.
There was hail, but when I jogged, I was running towards the storm. But it wasn't storming yet. It was just dark clouds. In my mind, as I was jogging, I was like, Subs, do you want to jog towards it? Because dark clouds means lightning, and lightning. You know, black people, lightning. Black people and lightning. Hey. There's somebody out there is trying to get me. You know, if people get hit by lightning, they say somebody was getting.
Someone anyway, went to the sun.
Running. Jogging. And I decided, no, let me turn around, run back. And literally, as soon as I get to the house, not even a minute, bro. Lightning. And I'm like, thank goodness I ran a minute early.
Yeah.
A minute early. And the honest thing is, for hurricanes, I watched this video. I don't know this video. I don't know if it's on here, but this guy says if a tornado comes, right? Because obviously it's an American, there's a lot of tornadoes happening. You must lie down flat, right? And when it's coming, you must lie down, because what they say is you're not going to outrun it. It will suck you in.
Well, shit. I would like to try and outrun it.
So you must lie down flat on the ground wherever you are, and lie and push yourself, be as flat as possible. Like
how flat can a person
try to bury yourself. Not my guy. I don't know.
Like, did he test us out himself? Like,
this is what I was trying to say.
Cool, there's a tornado. Let me go and lie down as flat as possible.
This is what I was trying to say is who has tested, and if there's anybody that successfully survived this, let me just check. That successfully survived laying
I'm sure
flat on the ground, even when they say lightning, if you're in an open field, they say don't stand under the tree because if the lightning hits a tree, it'll burn or fall on you. Don't obviously stand. So if you're in an open field, they say roll up and
and just be a beacon for the damn lightning.
In a what's this fetal position, and you just wait it out, bro. What are my chances of being hit in an open field?
I'd rather take the 50% chance on the tree.
Brother, I'd rather
at least if the tree gets struck with lightning, I can outrun the branch falling.
But this is what I'm saying. And then grenades, bro.
I wonder if they hired.
This is what they say with grenades.
Hired beggars and pay them in sandwiches. Cool, I want you to go lie flat by this.
But this is what I'm trying to figure out. Where do they come up with such an idea to say, okay? And obviously it's worked probably. When
it's American propaganda, bro.
Tornado comes. I don't know if I'm searching it right, but even with a grenade, what they say is a grenade shoots like this. When it explodes like this. So what you need to do is, if somebody throws a grenade, don't run.
That's so counterintuitive.
No, I'm saying, at first when you think of it, I was like, holy shit.
That's a
if
natural
it shoots
human
like
instinct.
this, obviously not the shrapnel and everything's going to go into your back, into your face, to your neck, anyway. So what they say was that. Also, you need to dive. They say dive towards. I don't know, dive towards it.
It's not ingrained in our nature to dive towards danger.
This is what I was trying to say.
It's animal instincts and human instincts to run away from danger.
Bro, running away.
But then you got white people let's go into the face of danger, bro.
So what is storm chasers? Tornado chasers.
Have you seen a black guy doing storm chases?
I've never seen. I've never seen a black guy do it. I've never seen him part of the van trying to hey, let's throw a balloon. And I guess we need people to study these things.
People of color are smart.
And it's always white people studying these things.
And so they should continue to because we're not stupid.
I'm trying to find this. They're saying, okay, the lower you can be, the safer you are from the tornado's powerful wind. Not only because the wind speed increases with altitude, but also because you are less likely to be picked up by the wind. Some experts also claim that tornadoes tend to not follow topography precisely, so they may pass over a ditch rather than dipping into it.
Hold up.
So what they're saying, let me get to the ditch part. As a result, many resources advise leaving your vehicle and hiding in a ditch. But if somebody disagrees, I'll be honest. Personally, I'm not too sure that I could do that. He says, if I were faced with that split-second last-minute decision, I'm not sure I would leave my vehicle. I don't know if I would do that for the safety of a ditch. And why he says that ditches are dangerous places during a severe storm and their hazards might outweigh whatever shelter they offer. I mean...
But the thing is, like... Okay, so a human being lies flat.
Think about it. There might be a flood. So you're running into the ditch... Now,
so they're saying you have to be in a ditch.
No, because they're saying a ditch is a ditch and lying flat. So this guy is disagreeing because, well, I'm not going to leave my car and go into a ditch because now there's flooding in a storm, and now if the water goes into the ditch.
And here's my thing with lying flat on the ground. You've seen a tornado tear up a house.
That's basically flat. The floor
that's flat
on the ground
and has been kind of embedded into the ground.
Look, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe because there are places with this high wind.
Didn't we have like a tornado?
We've had tornadoes. There's high winds generally sometimes in the Eastern Cape and the farm areas.
And everyone's like, it's the witch doctors.
Because there's a lot of space, so I tend to think.
Yeah.
A tornado gathers, sucks in space and volume to.
We're very lucky that we don't experience all these.
I'm lucky. We're lucky we don't experience the tornadoes, earthquakes. Jeez, imagine an earthquake, bro. Nah, I don't know how they do it in Taiwan.
There was that guy Nostradamus who predicted South Africa being the safest place on the world.
Even in 2012, Cape of Good Hope is the last point when everybody saves. So that is why it makes sense why white people came to take the land. They're clever. They came to take the land because they knew it's the safest area and it's safe from everything. It makes sense. We got you, white people. We know you're a step ahead, buddy. We got your shit.
Oh God.
But yeah, so that was a jive. I know I'm going to storm stuff, but it just had me thinking like, I mean, who's gonna shit like, and even that space between.
But these theories that these people come up with.
When it blows up,
it's
how do I know I'm too close or am I too far? And obviously, guys in the military, whoever's trained, they know. Okay, if I'm diving here, it's gonna blow.
Guys that train in the military, how many chances do they take diving at a grenade? I don't.
No, funny enough, a lot of them actually dive. Some sacrifice themselves.
No, but I mean, like in training.
Well, obviously,
that's fucking.
I mean, if you trained,
the sergeant said, "Right, I'm throwing a live grenade. I need one of y'all to jump."
No, I don't know about training if that's the case, but I don't think so. I think more like they just maybe have like a mark, and then dive
probably.
I don't know. Anyway, I've never experienced somebody throwing a grenade at me, so I don't know.
And so we should not experience someone throwing a grenade at us.
But yeah, man.
I mean, we're very lucky.
Military.
In Cape Town, bro.
Military's been.
Speaking of military. The military going into the Cape Flats. Bro,
here's the oddest thing about that.
What?
For a long time.
Why is it taking so long for us
for
to do
a long
that?
time, people have asked for that to happen. For a long time, the DA brought it up. And I think the idea was, why is the DA saying, because obviously predominantly white, so now you're trying to bring back apartheid, because in the apartheid era, the military was used to oppress we want the minorities, the majority, trying to oppress the majority. So, but the biggest problem now is, I think just now, 23 people died this past weekend, I think. And prior to that...
Were those gangster killings?
They were gangster killings. And prior to that, was 43 people died in the weekend.
And this is while the military were out there.
Technically, the military was only put because they drove around, but they were on the outskirts in the perimeter. Then I think they were deployed.
So they just cornering off
at that time. Now they're inside.
Now they're getting inside.
Now they're inside. Look,
are they going out for the head honchos of these gangs?
The ultimate thing, I would think that should
have to be.
I think the police obviously are the investigative guys who know. This is where the drug den is, and this is where the merchant is. Well, we're gonna go in here, but it's drug. It's drug related. It's people just getting shot while watching TV, and people. To give you a picture, I can't even give you a picture. It's just try to understand. You chilling at home and you're watching TV, maybe eating dinner with your family, giggling. And a shooting happens outside, and a bullet just runs through the house and just smacks you in the face. Or smacks you, but puts a hole in your face. Your head explodes, and you die. And that's every day in the Cape Flats. So for the fact that and we talk of the Cape Flats, I think sometimes there's also this idea when we talk of the Cape Flats, we think, we were just talking about the coloured areas. We're talking about the colour, but there's Delft,
exactly.
There's Nyanga, there's this Menenberg, there's a combination of black and coloured areas. So all in all, that's called the Cape Flats. And just people are dying every day. Now the military is coming in. There's people who are saying, no, I don't think this is a good idea. I think we should have given the police a chance. Well, holy shit.
The police aren't going to risk their lives on that salary that they have to go into those areas and put their lives on the line.
This
doesn't make any damn sense. And at the same time, a lot of these kingpins in the gang worlds, they have a big hand in the police services.
Of course, the police force is infiltrated. We can't deny it. It's been infiltrated.
And those of you that are denying it, you're delusional.
Of course,
it's been happening.
Been infiltrated. And the thing is now, with it being infiltrated, number one, you find that there are good cops in the police force who can't do their
Yeah.
jobs because they're outnumbered.
Yeah.
So in the police force, in a precinct, maybe you'll have what? 50 members. I'm just being random. 50 members. Of the 50 members, maybe 10 are good cops who want to investigate something. Then the rest are just corrupt.
Yeah.
So now if I'm going to investigate something, there was a story about 2 weeks ago where an anonymous cop explained where, well, I was brought in to investigate a major drug thing that was happening in Cape Town. Literally, he says the whole police station was working against him. Because the police station, I don't want to mention which police station in itself was getting money from the drug kingpin.
Not surprised.
So now you ask yourself, okay, so if cops can't do their jobs, and majority of the time, let's be real, cops in essence with the training, because they said we're scared to go into a place with no lights. So let's all think about it. Am I going to go in then? You the one with the training.
Yeah.
So then we need to look at our training to change it. Training needs to be changed in being able to go into these places with the training and eliminate the target or arrest the person who needs to be arrested. If you can't go in, these people are just going to be dying every day. So I truly believe the military is needed.
I mean, our military's got flipping decent training, but it hasn't trickled down into the SAPS at all, or has it?
No, but here's the thing: you don't want to make the police force a military. You see,
for sure.
In some cases, you want to differentiate. You don't want to bring that same, and then you will have the problem that
I'm
you have
sure
in America.
There are some things we can take from.
No, I agree fully in terms of planning, in terms of infiltrate, in terms of literally going into it, in terms of the training.
Yeah.
But in essence, we wouldn't want a militarized police force.
Oh no, for sure.
Then you have what you have in America, because then a lot of the guys that served in Iraq, in Afghanistan, Iran, they come back, they join the police force, and have that same mindset. And of course, some suffer from PTSD.
Yeah.
But at the same time, somebody draws a firearm, they're going for the kill. They empty,
for sure.
They clip.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
man. Look, it's a good thing. I think it needs to move faster. Let me just get here. It needs to move faster. It needs to move faster. It needs to move deeper. People know who the people bringing in the the drugs. People know the people that are bringing the guns. So hit them strong. Eliminate the rot internally in the police force, and I think if you restart that, then, bro, what's the worry? Why are people doing it? Because obviously they're being paid.
Yeah, hands down, man. You're definitely gonna take a better salary from a drug kingpin than from the damn government that's paying you peanuts to put your life on the line. So might as well just.
So like it's like Pablo Escobar's where he grew up in Colombia.
Oh yeah.
The people protected him. Yeah. In his case, he built clinics. He helped. Again, I'm not saying cocaine is good and being a kingpin is right.
But that was the demand, man. Cocaine was the demand from.
So he just said, okay, I'm going to supply something, but at the same time, I'm going to feed my people. They feed his people. That's why there's a shrine there or something supposedly. Yeah. So though it's not the same in this case. Where
it's a pity our crime's not well organized in that sense.
Yeah, there's something people always say. If you are, I don't know, somebody tweeted this once. This thing was, if you are a street dog, you can easily transform and become a good businessman because you're street smart. You can make business. And I'm like, guys, you can't just necessarily say somebody who is selling drugs, killing people. Even raping women and doing all this stuff, and with his
you're gonna take that into a business corporation
and say, "Oh, I'm gonna be the successful guy."
Hey, you in my room right now?
So come on with it, guys. Come on with it. So I'm all for the military being there. Bring stability, bring safety.
I'm glad it's happening right now, man. It's better now than never, actually.
True.
I wish it was a lot sooner.
We took way too long, man. We took way too long with it. And I think if you can look at the lives, somebody said it's literally it's a civil war. It amounts
A mini
to
one, yeah.
yeah. It amounts to
Yeah.
there's a war. It's the amount of deaths, warlike numbers. I think somebody had made a comparison to,
And it's literally happening on the corner.
exactly.
It's so close to us.
It's right there, and I think somebody said I think more people have died in the Cape Flats than the amount of soldiers that have been lost in Afghanistan. I don't know if I'm correct, but I'm trying to look for that. But that's a real problem. And it shows where the focus of the government was the whole time. They were too busy worrying about what's happening in terms of government, the corruption, protecting their own selves. Meanwhile, the people are dying every single day in the Cape. Kids are being shot, women are being shot. A pregnant woman was just shot last week. So I don't know, man. It's sad. It is sad. What do you have though?
I just saw this article on Home Affairs, including new offline systems, like basically making things faster in Home Affairs to get your ID and...
Fourth Industrial Revolution, buddies. That's what the government said.
I mean, it's
they still don't understand what that means.
It's about time, but
yeah,
man, like I don't think they're gonna. I don't know. Home Affairs is just one of those things. I feel like it's just I don't know. It's just a way to get back at people. Like you're having a shit day, you work at Home Affairs, and you kind of take your shit out on people.
Ask yourself, how many people? Anybody you know? Anybody you know, everybody's had a problem at Home Affairs.
Bruh, it's
system.
Like even if they get new technology implemented, it's gonna be the same shit.
My biggest problem is what I mentioned last week. Fourth Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
4IR. I see in Parliament they have these jackets where it's 4IR and they have this big badge 4IR and they're boosting it. I've always said I'm anti it now.
Yeah.
Why? Because there's too much of a gap. So now, why I say that, here's an example. The fact that when you go to Home Affairs and stuff is always offline, now you want to boost this fourth industrial... Like, no, man, guys. You can't even run a simple... Even with the schooling online, putting your child online for studying in Joburg for high school, the system's always shutting down.
Yeah, exactly.
So ask yourself.
It's like the ice cream machine at McDonald's always being broken down.
I hate that shit. It's like, no, the ice cream's too soft. The ice cream's too soft. You can't put it in a cone. No, it's a problem, man. So that's why I'm saying, like, this rush to get technologies to try to catch up with America, and meanwhile we haven't fixed the most basic of just running an online service for government departments. Has anybody tried to call a government department? That is a problem. So it's from calling, it's from uploading. Why are we still using the Z53 form, I think, if you're applying for government jobs? It's these things. Why are we still doing these things if digital is the way?
Yeah.
But again, let's not rush for digital. Let's not rush for this.
No, we can't rush.
Industrial.
We mentioned that in the last podcast.
Exactly. We're unemployed. We can't suddenly have self-serving...
kiosks.
You can't
and stuff.
because people are going to lose work and you're going to have more people who are unemployed. So we need to work. It needs to work for us, and we need to implement it in our structures the way we need to do it in South Africa, in our context. Not follow what America's doing. America did it their way.
Yeah.
They struggled too. They're obviously still unemployed. Unfortunately, evolution can't be stopped. But you can manage it.
Just take the blueprint and make the adjustments necessary for our country.
This is what I'm saying.
That's all you have to. I mean, I make it sound so simple. It's clearly not that simple, but in that sense. In
that sense, it's because sometimes it sounds very simple, understandably, but then the incorrect person is put in place to actually implement the damn thing, and then it gets worse, and you get the next person, and then it gets harder, and then after five people who've been put there who screwed the whole system up, then after 5 people say, you know what?
Yeah.
I think we need help with this.
Yeah.
So it's we take too long with things in South Africa. We want to first screw up before we fix it. we get happy with things that are being implemented, and then the person that's get put in is clueless of the idea, and then what happens?
Yeah.
So nah, bro. I'm not. I see you got a Simbine.
Akani Zimbine, dude.
Smiles off the clocks of season best in London. We're doing well, bro.
We're doing well in track and
sports,
field.
No, okay, not totally in sports, but
not 100%, but
rugby this past weekend.
If you look at our rise, especially in the Olympics, like forget rugby and that. I mean, rugby's our thing.
Rugby's like
cricket's our thing. Even though I don't play rugby, I bleed. I mean that's a given. That's our thing.
Yeah.
Soccer, don't let's. That's a whole nother thing on its own.
Needs a pause.
You know that.
Just.
We need to
keep it here.
Give it back.
Keep it here.
Stay there.
Keep it here.
Cool.
Okay.
But in the Olympics, we're doing well. There was that colored kid. Funny Kirk.
Yeah.
And now there's Simbine.
Beating
Johan Blake.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
I think it's not his first time beating him.
He came. No, it is his first time beating him.
Is it?
He came. He placed third before.
Okay.
He placed third or fourth before.
No, our guys are dominating IWAF.
Is he training outside of South Africa?
I don't know. There was one post where he was training in Jamaica, but obviously because when you're doing the IWAF, you'll base yourself in Europe because the Diamond League itself goes around in Europe. Yeah. So Casta's doing damage. She's just there's no doubt a doubt.
And those fucking bitches complaining about her being on all kinds of stuff. Let's give her more stuff so she can lower testosterone. What does she do?
Beats them. And you know what the irony of that is? Irony, whatever you want to call it. My English sucks. End of the day, you anti-doping.
Yeah.
But then you want to dope somebody.
Dope someone
to lower
give you an
advantage. So you can have an advantage. And actually
or equal the playing field.
What is that chick's name?
You know, like, even though those chicks complains, everyone in the Olympics is doping.
Of course, they just haven't been caught.
A lot of normal people don't know this.
They just haven't been caught.
There are many loopholes to hide steroids in your system. There was an article done years ago in a magazine. I think it was a Men's Health magazine. They interviewed old Olympians that have gotten gold for their countries, respective countries, and they were asked, if you had to dope for the sport again, would you do it? They're like, hell yeah, I'll do whatever it takes to win gold for my country.
Exactly.
Whatever it takes.
Exactly.
And all these countries are doing it. And the funny thing is that these people are complaining about Casta. In the meantime, they're on all the Mexican supplements.
They're just not winning.
And then they hand Casta some Mexican supplements, lower her testosterone to get an even playing field. And they still couldn't do shit.
It's screwed up because I just checked up. There's over 100 different types of roids. Obviously, there's one compound.
Oh, bro,
but there's over 100. So you can't tell me, in essence, now, number one, you've, for a long time, in a sense, you've oppressed Casta. They've oppressed her for such a long time. From, is she a man? Is she a woman? Yeah, she's a cis, okay?
The thing is, she's born like that. It's not like she had a sex change.
And I just want clarity on it because I don't want to miss.
She's born a female, but she has the testicles in like deep inside of her. I think of ovarian section or in the fallopian tube.
It's
my science is bad. My biology.
Let's look it up because we don't want to offend anybody and be ignorant with this shit. Because end of the day, a lot of people think when they hear her voice and they hear, oh, she's a man. No, she's not a man. She was born a woman.
There are women that have deep voices.
Yes, she's a sister. So don't now compare. And what irritates me, then they suddenly compare the whole. What's it? It's a Caitlyn.
The thing is, you can't compare the whole fucking Caitlyn.
There's nothing to do with it. She's an athlete. Yeah. She's trained her butt off.
Yeah.
She
was born that way.
Here's the thing: if I trained for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I told Cass to come run against me, she'll still beat me because
for sure.
She's an athlete.
She's an athlete.
She's trained.
Yeah, they train for that.
So
they've been training for that.
That English chick who complained, Because somebody actually said her father is close friends with the what's it? The guy who's the head of IWF, right? And it's all started to make sense for me because I'm trying to flip myself, I'm just googling and talking. Because and take in mind in one of the races she was sixth in the race.
Yeah.
She complained from sixth position.
Yeah.
You're complaining from a sixth position. You still had to beat.
That was the first race, right?
You still had to beat five,
yeah.
4, 3, 2. You had to beat them before you even
exactly.
Speak. So you had no right to even speak of custody.
Yeah, you didn't come second.
So
and it happened. And then when they competed again, she still placed behind fifth.
Exactly. This is such a.
But here's my thing to compare with Caitlyn Jenner and all these transgenders.
Exactly.
Is transgender the right term? No.
Is it?
No, transgender is the right term. I can't say transvestite. That's the term you're not allowed to use anymore. Transgender, transvestite, anyway, same thing.
Yeah.
To compare Casta and Caitlyn Jenner, you cannot compare those two. Those are two different situations. You got Casta, who was born a female that just happens to have a few small male elements in her. You got Caitlyn, who's 100% a man, born with testicles hanging outside of his body.
Super athlete, by the way.
Former super athlete.
Super athlete.
Right? He's got all the testosterone, far superior physically than a woman.
Exactly.
And as all men are, which is a given. Exactly. The science is there to prove it. Has a sex change, and now you want to say compare. A person like that competing in a female division, that is fair. That is not fucking fair at all. It's like having Fallon Fox, who's also another transgender, competing in mixed martial arts. For those of you that don't know what mixed martial arts is, it is cage fighting. You have kicks, punches, elbows, and wrestling techniques in there.
Exactly.
Now you have a man that has had a sex change to a woman. Yes, he's taking steroids to lower the testosterone level, but
to what degree?
The testosterone level is still far superior to a female. He's been living his whole life as a male. He's got the physical advantage. He's trained to even increase that. Far superior to even the normal man. And then he goes and competes against women, breaking their orbital bones and jaws. And he wants to say, oh no, it's fair because he identifies as a woman. That's not fucking fair at all.
No.
It's science backs everything up. But yet these people, or people who support transgenders, and even the transgenders included, that are trying to go against science because they want to compete in sports with women because they identify as women, but they don't want to acknowledge the fact that they were born a man and they have the biological advantage. And you cannot deny that. And I'm sure I'm going to get some women saying, oh, but women are superior. Yeah, man, women are superior in their own given ways, and men are inferior to women in some ways. I don't dispute that at all. But the biology, the science, you can put any man against any woman. A man will always come out tops physically, without a doubt.
Exactly.
And we can run thousands of those tests.
Here's the reality, because I think even this topic, maybe it's gonna offend people to think, oh, you guys sound, it's homophobic, or in no way
it's not homophobic at all.
It's a point to say where, at one point you pro what's happening in terms of you're anti what's happening against Caster Semenya. That's a different story. Then you say, okay, when you talk of transgender, when you talk of a woman's division, right?
Yeah, solely a woman's division,
where now we are trying to dominate, okay? And again, when you get into that position, now you were born a male, cool, you had your testosterone, you're taking tablets or medication that's
basically a steroid to lower
it, right?
Yeah.
But physically, your strength is still there. So
here's my thing as well. We have yet to see a female transgender who has had a sex change to a man going into a man's division.
This is
How come that hasn't happened yet?
Why?
Because these women know there's a physical superiority.
Exactly.
Like, yet they want to bash people like us that have this type of opinion against male transgenders in female divisions.
Exactly. And the thing is, for me, again, it goes back to the point where now, aren't women necessarily with the male masculinity, and is it not the same thing happening now further on? Because if I'm a guy and I'll go through the transition of transgender, and now I'm going to enter a division of women only. Yeah. And now, of course, obviously now I'm identified. You know, what's the correct word?
You're identified as a female.
As a female, I'm a female now, and I'll dominate that group. Now, I'm not saying everybody has, but I'm making an example, and I dominate that group.
Well, I mean, it's happened in teenage wrestling. It's happened in adult wrestling. It's happened in adult mixed martial arts.
Exactly.
Track and field.
Exactly.
It's been happening.
Exactly.
That.
So I just, for me, it just frustrates me
obvious.
where now women, they feel, and I don't know why, they probably have mentioned, don't they feel like they're oppressed in their own division? They can't actually flourish because...
But that's my thing, like...
Can they flourish in terms of their divisions, whether it be wrestling, whether it be running, or... Because the running part hasn't been tested, I don't know.
It has. I saw a Vice video of a transgender teenage boy competing in the track and field.
Okay.
And this mother it was the first time I've heard of a female complaining about a transgender in the female division. And it's about damn time, because I know feminists are like, but why haven't the feminists stepped up against this? Because
end of the day, this is literally like, bit by bit, you're taking away more opportunities for females that are there. Because end of the day, we're truly trying to be an inclusive society. I have nothing wrong with anybody, but when you're going to come to a physical sport whereby for a long time we structured and said male, female, right?
Exactly.
Then we say, okay, now you're transgender. We respect that decision. Yeah. It's your life, and I have nothing against it. I have close people that are transgender. And from that degree, now you will go over to the female side. You will compete against females. You have your advantage because you are physically strong. You can take as many tablets as you want, but you're going to have such an advantage. Point in case the MMA, where she was breaking...
She was breaking bones. Female skulls and jaws.
Exactly. Like, so for me...
what are you going to say there?
For me, it's like... But I think the story with the transgender... Because actually it's a female.
A female in a male division.
Coming into becoming a male. Yeah, so it's not necessarily the other way around. It's Mac Beggs, an 18-year-old senior from Euless Trinity High School near Dallas, entered the tournament in Cyprus outside of Houston with an undefeated record. He beat Chelsea Sanchez, who he beat for a title in 2017 in the final match on Saturday. So obviously he was she. So she's progress. She's in the journey of becoming a man. A man, but by law they said she can't, because she actually wanted to compete in the men's division, because obviously that's where she's going to. Beggs is in the process of transitioning from a female to a male and taking low dose of testosterone. It was his steroid therapy treatment while wrestling girls that stirred a fierce debate about competitive fairness and transgender rights last season. His march to a state championship was dogged by a last-minute lawsuit that tried to stop him. Beggs asked to wrestle in the boys division, but the rules of the Texas public high schools require athletes to compete under the gender of their birth certificate. So, in his case, he didn't want to compete in the girls division, but law stated. So in this case, look,
which is a bit unfair.
We can debate it as much as we want, but the law forced him to. He was not going to compete. I'm not going to blame him for not wanting to compete. And the law says whatever states, and because this state is a bit backwards.
This is a teenage division, right?
This is a teenage division.
So here's the thing, like from from childhood up until a certain point as a teenager or during your teenagers, you're still underdeveloped. You're not fully developed. So all those. Look, so I would be all for mixing males and females competing against each other, because they're physically there is no superior advantage yet.
Yeah.
After a certain age, after your teens, when all those hormones start kicking in, then I would have.
I think the problem of this was because she was taking the low level testosterone. Because obviously you need testosterone to run to a male, male body and male functioning.
Yeah.
So that's what he was heading to. So I think that was the problem, because them now it's like you're doping.
Yeah. So which is right, because if you're not monitoring your steroid intake from a doctor and having your testosterone levels checked out on a weekly basis, you can be pushing your testosterone through the roof where it's not even on the optimal human standard level.
True.
So then you will have a serious advantage, and then it's not fair. Then you're basically doing what everyone else is doing in the Olympics, and that's trying to get the extra advantage.
So for her, I'm cool with McVegs, really, because I think the rule of law forced.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate.
He's fighting this. He wants to fight boys, but the state insists on birth certificate.
Yeah.
So in that case, come on.
But then the other issue, if she was allowed, then it would be the steroid issue.
No, but in this case, I think they would look at it properly, though.
Yeah, I'd hope so.
I'm sure they would. Yeah,
but still, because it just takes one extra pill to fuck shit up.
I know. No, I know.
That's all it takes,
guys. In essence, guys, for me, I'm in full support of transgender community. I'm in full support of the LGBTQT.
I think they added another letter.
D, because it always gets more and more.
I can't keep up, to be honest.
I'm pro people wanting to be who they want to be.
Listen here, I'm pro everything. I'm pro
life.
Equality, pro this, that, you name it. But if there's anything that's rule breaking, I'm not pro for.
I think with the LGBTQ community in itself, it's such a powerful group. It's such a group that have changed so much in society, and have changed this idea of what it means to be gay, bisexual, transgender.
If you go back on cultures years ago, there are lots of cultures that
and sorry to cut you off. We're gonna one day get
for sure,
a lot of people that are part of the LGBTQ community to be a part of, to consider this couch, and we get a proper perspective, because right now we're speaking from obviously an outside perspective, but a very respective line, because a lot of close people in my family are part of the LGBTQ community, and culturing. Yeah. Even on that topic, for us, I'm closer, and I think traditionally there's so much ignorance around it.
Oh, for sure.
If it's not about religion.
A lot of cultures and religions, man. This is a touchy topic for them.
If it's not about religion, like it's Sodom and Gomorrah, yada yada yada, the whole story, and then people, and what always frustrates me when people say, "It's against my religion, but I think you're a cool person." I've heard so many people say that, and I truly believe it's just like,
why are you lying through your fucking teeth?
I always say, like, why are you so offended by somebody's life choice? What does it have to do with you?
I know,
what does it have to do with you, what somebody's doing in their bed, who they're sleeping with, who they're hugging, who they're kissing? How is it offending you? Why do you take so much time out of your day to bash that community and say, are you LGBT, it's against my culture, it's against my religion.
You're disrespecting God.
It's like the movie Nqayi, The Wound. Now it's this movie about the guy goes into for initiation, but he's obviously gay. And there's another guy who's also gay there, but he's on the outside. And I kid you not, there were traditional, because now obviously it's spoiling our culture of initiation, because now what are you saying about it?
It's not saying anything about
they're missing the point.
Exactly.
Because the whole point is about this individual's journey, his journey, the initiation is just a part. It's just there. His journey of him being gay and being accepted and fighting that inner, that wanting to come out. So,
especially being a Xhosa.
Exactly. Being African and gay, I've seen this shit. It's a problem. Then
in North Africa as well, they kill gay people up there,
I think
man.
it's Uganda.
Yeah.
Yeah. Traditional leaders marched in PE. I kid you not, they marched. Traditional group of them
against
they
gay marriage.
They went to the cinema against the movie. They went to the cinema and marched. Now here's what pisses me off.
I can't believe that shit.
The initiation when you become a man, right? Every year, 10 boys are dying in the initiation, in the bush. They are dying through infection, through
unsanitary,
not being eaten, just being beaten up. People are dying. Boys are dying, not coming back alive.
Yeah.
And you have the audacity, and take in mind, when you're a traditional leader, you have the power to actually control what's happening with these boys dying. But you take the time for a movie that somebody wrote, right? It's not destroying any culture. It's somebody's experience. And you go march for that. Instead of marching, or rather doing your job as a traditional chief, to deal with why are boys dying every June and every December. I can tell you right now, I know 10 boys. It's a shitty thing to say. 10 boys are going to die this December for initiation season. I can tell you that. 10 or more. And it's bad.
Just shows you that they're just worried about their social image to the outside public. It's like on their culture.
It's like somebody once said, like, those who are so anti-LGBTQ community, maybe they secretly love penis.
Oh, for sure.
They secretly love, and because you keep going on about it, it's not affecting you. It has nothing to do with you.
Take the Catholics, for example, hundreds of years ago. And we are against the gays. We are against the gays. They shall burn. In the meantime, they are touching little fucking kids.
They are going
and getting jiggy with it.
And you see, guys,
bunch of biggest hypocrites.
Society is now in a battle of, and to think. Technically, if you think about it, the LGBTQ community has existed for centuries. It just
it goes back hundreds of years ago. You can look back at the Red Indians, for example.
And it was, and think about then, it was a norm, but it was
very much.
It was normal. So I just feel
it's the minute we started getting what's the word?
It's just now
indoctrinated. The minute we
social media. Let me say rather, because social media, the bullying. And it's sad when you hear a lot of the kids that are part of the LGBT community that are committing suicide because there's bullying in schools. And it starts with parents. Parents should teach their kids to understand that society in itself, we are all different. We're the same, but we just have different preferences. It's my preference.
But again, it's the social indoctrination, man.
It's literally preferences. It's we are all human. We are all the same being, but we have preferences. Now, my preference is offending everybody. I'm not doing anything to you. I'm in my own room. I'm having coffee. I'm hugging my man. I'm hugging my woman in my own private space. Because in any essence, if I'm sitting in my private space, that's an issue. So it's so ignorant that in Africa we are so behind that. There was a sad story. I don't know where it was. It was Nqayi or Googs where they call it corrective rape, where men men are raped lesbians because they're trying to correct. It's ignorance. It's not understanding.
Shit.
And I think there's one story where this other chick, they raped her and they killed her. And then they hung her body on the fence. And the parents went out and found her body hanging on the fence. It's this ignorance that we need to change in Africa. This taboo thing of you can't talk about sex because that's where it starts at home. Literally talking. Thankfully for my mom, sex was a normal conversation. Because she saw that
it wasn't a conversation in my house.
I need to be able to speak to my kid about sex because he's going to do it eventually one day. So I need to talk about him. Accept who he is or whatever. And I think for us, we are not having, in the black community, there's not enough conversations about it. We're not having enough conversations about sex. We're not having enough conversations about the LGBTQ community. we're not having it, because now we just think male, female, and that's it. We're not thinking your son internally is dying on something because he really wants to come out. He wants to be himself. She wants to be herself. Why are we oppressing such? Because of cultural practices that says a man is. It doesn't.
It's the fear, man, and it's the fear of actually dying for self-expression.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why these conversations are not happening. It's the fear of dying. It's not even the fear of your family shunning you.
Exactly.
It's the fear of fucking dying.
And think about it.
It's going to take platforms like podcasting and documentaries to open these people's minds.
And think about it. Us being heterosexual men, right?
Yeah.
It's us.
Yeah.
The conversation needs to happen more with heterosexual men, where why are you uncomfortable sitting next to a gay individual? What is offending you? Why do you speak so much of it? It's not, why should it offend you? It's none of your damn business.
Yeah.
So for me, and I think this is just a general thing, we heterosexual men, there's a lot we need to speak about. Because in essence, we're dying in ourselves internally. There's a lot of depression going on in men.
There's a lot of depression, and especially now with the men are trash movement, it's taking a bigger toll on men, and men are struggling to be men.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of men are ill-educated on how to be men, and this comes from a generational, philosophical transference.
Exactly.
It's from grandfather to father to son, right? That whole line of communication is actually broken amongst few. Should I say it's broken amongst the uncultural? Right, and then it's kind of breaking amongst the cultural as well.
Yeah.
Like when I listen to you talking about the Xhosa culture, I can hear that amazing sense of manhood and education, passing down the education and knowledge of how to be a man in your culture. And I'm sure somewhere in there it's not being transferred. And it's the same with the Chinese culture. It's the same in the Christian religion / culture, and so on and so on. And I think that's what's missing in today's generation of men. And I think it's been missing a few generations back as well. It's that male transference, sitting around and having open conversation and having your grandfather, your father educate you on the ways of manhood. And that has been happening hundreds of years ago. We can even take it back to the Red Indians, maybe to the Khoi, even to, I'm sure, the Mayans as well, where men sit around with each other and educate each other. Have conversations.
And I think
but this is what is lacking in today's generation. It's the freedom of self-expression that is lacking as well.
True.
I can be a testament to that, because I've had that for years. The voice of self-expression. A lot of myself or my emotions and my spirituality, being my spirit, has been very much stifled and internalized, and a lot of it was bubbling on the inside, which would cause a lot of physical problems to myself, but I did not recognize it because, again, I was ill-educated and I didn't have the wisdom and the knowledge to look from the outside. Now that I have been able to, through practices like meditation, and then also through conversation, which has been the biggest factor for me, it was internalizing first and analyzing on the inside, and then being conscious enough to say, okay, cool, let me take a step outside of myself and analyze that aspect. And that has been allowing me, but it's been small increments that I've had to take. It hasn't been bounds and leaps.
Of course.
It's been small steps and struggles, but even to this day, I'm still trying to make those adjustments and those evolutions. But it's been helping, and I can notice a change when it comes to having that freedom of expression. Like a good example was, I was getting sick so regularly, My energy was low, and I was getting injured way too often. The minute I made certain changes in my life and recognized these things, or it's made a whole world of a difference to me now. Now, I haven't been sick this year. Normally, this is the time of the year I would get sick. The last time I was sick for 6 weeks.
Okay.
Damn near on pneumonia. Right now, I am...
It's like I'm laughing, but it's like shit.
Yeah. No, it was hilarious because I was like coughing all the time, and I'm
Mm.
having acupuncture, which is a form of traditional Chinese medicine, putting needles in your body.
Mm.
And I was having that for 6 weeks. 6 weeks, 5 times a day, and that was not doing the damn thing. The minute I've made this conscious decision to free myself of these factors, it's had a complete change on my physical and spiritual body.
It's like I always tell myself, in essence, like the way you train your body, weights, you pump because you want the most powerful body. You want
for sure.
You want to look great.
Longevity.
Exactly. The same process should be done with your mind, because how we...
That's a muscle we lack.
Exactly. How we take information in is basically how the information is going to come in, is basically going to come into a system that was built, a traditional system where it says a man doesn't cry, a man toughens up, you shut up if you're suffering from something, a woman mustn't see you weak. If you're in a scenario, you toughen up.
That's all very much modern day.
And very much... And even old, because that's still a very old system that still carries on. Because I think for us, we still...
I don't think it goes that far back.
No, it goes far back, traditional men. Because think of it, nigga, this is 2019, so it does go far back. It's 2019, not like in 2000. So we traditional men, African men, are taught to be tough, to be strong. And deep down inside, we're breaking. Deep down inside... Women are saying, when you always hear the conversation, but we're asking what's wrong. And the man himself, he chooses not to say anything because I think in essence he's like, well, I don't think you'll be able to sort it out. So let me try and deal with it myself.
Energetically, they and spiritually respect a woman, but they can't. A male needs another male figure. And and a woman needs another female figure to become a woman.
On that, I think when we're going to talk about relationship life, if one is in a relationship, right? I think more than anything, and I don't know about anybody else, but do women give proper advice? If a man comes, because a lot of the times I did
can be manipulated.
A few years ago, I did Movember movement.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was totally clueless on this, that men are actually the highest in terms of suicide rate in South Africa, suicide rate in the world on men. Again, I'm not trying to make this a male-dominated type of a thing.
No, it's just
all
facts.
Women and men are committing suicide.
Again, it's freedom of opinion.
Depression is exactly. So in essence, we men, we need to get out of the shadow or this box that says, well, as a traditional African man, Nqayi, I went to the mountain, I'm a man, so therefore I'm the head of the family, I'll deal with everything, I'll control everything. And then when shit hits the fan, I'll control everything. When shit hits the fan, I'm struggling, I'll control everything, I'll keep quiet. I'm looking at my wife, I'm looking at my girlfriend, I'm saying, I am struggling, help me! Help me! But I'm saying this inside, but I'm not saying it to the person. And now I'm putting up this macho life that I'm handling everything. And then I turn to drinking, I turn to pills, I turn to suicide. And I don't want to seek help because I don't want to look weak.
Male pride.
Because now I look weak, now people are going to have an opportunity.
We also have a perception if we look weak, our woman's going to see us as weak and then we're no longer worthy.
Hence, this is why I'm saying we have this thing. And it's sad. And it's something we need to change. It goes back to the point where we need to have conversation. We men need to have conversations where we sit down, instead of talking football, instead of talking rugby, before we get to that conversation, let's say, yo, what's on your mind? How did your week go? What's going through? Let's talk. Talk. Because the reality is, I'm not going to put pressure on women to think women should know everything that they're not. They can't know
no one knows everything.
If they don't know, they don't know. If they don't know how to give you advice, if it's vice versa. If a man doesn't know how to give, they don't know. So I'll seek this advice get professional help. I urge all those that are going through depression, that are going through a hardship with mental health, seek help.
Yeah.
Don't try and Google it.
Google's not a doctor.
Yeah. Just seek help. There's so many toll-free numbers. We're going to throw some of those numbers through conversation. And I think it's so vital this conversation needs to be spoken about, that talking helps. It's the start.
Yeah.
It's the start. Talking is the start. I'm not going to... And with mental health, it's not a one shoe fits all.
Oh, no. Not at all.
I think people think, okay, there was this post where get some sunlight, work out, eat healthy. And this is, what did they say? This is 50% of beating depression.
Yeah, in the meantime, you're getting more and more depressed that these things are not working.
This is what I'm saying.
I'm not feeling better.
So what I'm saying is, don't listen to these ideals to say, well, you just need 5 things. You need to work out, you need to eat healthy. Yes, I'm not disagreeing that working out boosts your endorphins.
Those are the bare minimum basics.
Yes, but it goes to the point of saying it's not a one shoe fits all. We all have trigger points, and they are different. We all have points where
maybe you want to smoke.
that affects exactly.
Maybe smoking helps you.
It affects different. So, and that goes to the point where people judge people's decisions on why somebody's doing something. You don't know, a person's doing this because maybe he's realized that, look, the doctor said, go through this, try this, it will help, or the therapist rather, try this, and it will help you. A lot of people right now are going through the most in terms of mental health in South Africa. I think we're still very weak in understanding what mental health is, and especially our great-grandparents, our parents, they don't understand what mental health is.
The thing is, we're not taking it seriously. We're not looking at it in the grander scheme of things. We're just shrugging it off. And
exactly,
you know, I know people close to me. I'm not gonna mention names and that. But,
mention names.
People very close to me that would always shrug off mental illnesses. It's like, oh, you're depressed, just go train. Oh, you're stressed, just go do this. Oh, you this. But I always thought it was so simple. I was ignorant like that before during my studies of Chinese medicine. And I thought it was as simple as, okay.
Doctor, man. Anyway.
I thought it was as simple as, oh yeah, fuck. If you got anxiety, just go train.
Exactly.
You know, you'll be fine. But then I started experiencing this heavy tightness in my chest. And I thought it was a problem through breathing in meditation.
Exactly.
And I thought, okay, cool. I'm probably just getting energy clogged up in my chest. I had acupuncture and it's not going away. And I'm doing certain breathing techniques and practices to get rid of it. And it took one very close person to me to say, I think you're anxious. I think you're stressed. And I took a minute to just sit down and kind of think about what's going on and actually deep diving in my own subconscious. I was like, holy shit, I am experiencing anxiety. And I train 3 hours a day. Why am I feeling this way? No, it's because it's not enough. You need more than that.
And I think
there is no one shoe fits all.
We not in South Africa, Africa in general, we haven't understood the principle of what mental health is. In the black community, it's laughed at. It's more of like, yapa man, this person's crazy. Oh, he hung him, he tried to kill himself, then it becomes a joke. Oh, he tried to kill himself. People are drinking heavily. Alcoholism, it's skyrocketing. People are not saying, why is this person drinking so much? They're going through the most mentally, because then they are not taught. Because my father, my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, they haven't been taught that your mind is powerful. So therefore, it's being broken down and have a mental health problem, because my mother never taught me, my father never taught me, my great-grand never taught my father, so therefore now it's affecting me. He doesn't know how to speak to me, so now what am I supposed to say? So now I'm going to do the same to my kid, and my kid says, I have a problem. Well, toughen up, little buddy. Toughen up. It's not a problem. Here's a cookie, smile.
Yeah.
But after I eat this, I still have the same thing mentally. I need to let go. I need to be able to speak to somebody, to say, listen, this is how I feel. Now it's not this is how I feel. This is how I feel, yes.
Yeah.
Now let's work through it.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying the conversation of mental health is not being done enough in South Africa. It's not being implemented. A lot of people don't know there are different places where you can actually go for free mental health checks, and I think there's a toll-free number where you can, in a WhatsApp, where they'll call you and they'll have a conversation with you. And I think it needs to be investigated more. It needs to be researched more for Africans to understand, listen, this is a huge, huge, huge problem.
The other issue is when we start looking for advice from those in higher positions, like doctors, for example, they are in the high position when it comes to health.
Yeah.
So when we go up to those people, they just write your prescription for a few pills.
This is what I'm saying. So that's why I'm saying.
Just shows you how fucking ill-educated they are.
So for us,
it's all textbook.
So if anybody's out there,
not common sense and knowledge
said this
at all.
Before, you're suffering from mental health, you think you're not too sure about anything, seek professional help. Don't try and ask around, okay, do you think I'm... No, seek professional help. Once you got professional help, go 100% in.
Yeah.
For me, for years, in a sense, I had that struggle of like,
we've all had it, man.
Your body's heating up. You got this tingling feeling every time you think of something like it. And it's not a tingling feeling like you meet somebody you love. No. I had that before, though. I'm not for now. But what I'm saying now is a tingling feeling in a sense of you heat up and something. Your head just boils up and you just don't know who to speak to. And then you sit in your corner and you think, I'll deal with it myself. I was that guy. Then I realized, what am I fearing?
Yeah.
I realized my father never taught me speak out because he had the same thing. Traditional African man, he keeps quiet. Yeah. He speaks with himself when he's taking out the cattle out there. So he's all quiet. So evidently I realized he's speaking to himself because he's going through the most. So if he speaks to people, like you mentioned earlier, I'm going to seem weak. It's these things that I noticed.
Yeah.
So for us as Africans, for us as a people,
stupid indoctrination.
Exactly. Man. We need to break that chain, because the chain is just going to be passed down. I can't pass this. I can't pass what my dad had. Well, I act as if he's passed it down, but what I'd seen, and take that and say, okay, it's normal, because I've broken away from that. I can't have that passed to my kids and say, well, this is how you need to deal with this shit. Just keep quiet and deal with it yourself. Yeah. We need to have true people next to you. We need to audit your friends that are next to you. That is your friend just there for the good times?
Yeah.
Your friend should be there for the bad times and be able to speak to you. Have conversations every week, because that friend that smiles all the time and cracks jokes, that's the friend that's trying to send a message and they just don't know how to say it because they haven't been taught how to relay the message. So I think, in essence, mental health needs to be looked at more in Africa. In South Africa, we need to be able to speak as men. We need to be able to speak as women. We need to be able to speak to your partner and break and support each other. And help each other. You know, it's... I don't know.
Very much, and for the parents out there, that's where it starts for your kids that will forgot my damn words.
The chain.
The chain. Yeah. It starts with your kids. They're generally gonna become adults. They're all gonna become adults one day. They're gonna be an adult one day.
Exactly.
So the time starts now amongst parents.
What you teach them now is what they'll take.
Before even teaching the kids, the parents need to get educated. True. The parents need to be able to have conversations with their own genders and with each other.
Exactly.
And with those above them. Exactly. As well as below, because the thing is, a lot of people in, higher positions, or people that hold themselves on a pedestal, they tend to not have conversations with people who they deem as inferior to them or that are below them.
True.
And the best way to educate yourself is to ground yourself and actually have a conversation with everyone.
Exactly.
on every plane, every level. That's the best way to educate yourself. Once you can do that, then you pass that knowledge down to your kids. Because even if you can't have a verbal conversation with your baby, the energetical connection you have, it will resonate, and your child is going to receive that energy. Exactly. It's all energetical when it comes to the parents and the baby. Exactly. Then it gets to a level of sounds and physical movement. Exactly. And your energy will translate into your physical movement. And if that is off, your child is going to receive that. Exactly. And then they're going to grow up with that shit. And then they're going to suffer with a mental illness. Exactly. And then it's going to carry on for generation if no one stops it. So it starts with the parents. But if it's too late for that child that's now an adult, you can still change it. Seek the help, have conversations.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, don't give up. Don't give up on yourself, more especially. You're not a failure. You're not. Don't take societal's value of what success is. Because I know a lot of the time with this mental health thing it's what society is deeming success. I need to have a car by this, I need to have a house by this. I'm failing, I'm not succeeding, so the best option now is to just leave Earth. And no. Seek help, talk more, and just don't break yourself down. You're not weak. We have so many different journeys. And again, it's not a one shoe fits all. And again, we're not doctors, we're not therapists. Yeah, but we've experienced this.
I'm partially a doctor.
Yeah. True. I'm just partially life. So
like
that's the thing, man.
Yeah, don't forget, like the way you hold society. That's just an indoctrination.
Exactly.
It's a common fault that us human beings have, and that's holding these standards that society has put out on this pedestal.
Dogma. There's so much dogma going around.
Break that shit down. And make your own world.
And you're too worried about what the next person's going to say about you. You're too worried about what he's going to say, what she's going to say. I look some type of
Do not live for the Joneses. Don't keep up with them.
If you're going to live that way, I promise you, how you start, then you have to keep up. And the keeping up is the problem. So... you're not weak.
It's a race you cannot win.
Exactly. Oddly enough, people look at free-spirited people as weird.
Yeah.
You look at.
I used to be that person.
You look at free-spirited people weird.
I became that person.
Not realizing they just living life as they see it.
Yeah.
They don't give a damn about the richest or the. I don't give a damn about the next best thing.
Yeah.
I'm worried about what the next person's gonna say, or. One would love to live in a world where if I'm walking the streets, no one's gonna cast eyes on me in such a way that I'm so weird. Why aren't you like us?
Yeah.
It goes back to the point with the LGBT community. It's like, well, you're not part of us.
Yeah.
You weird. No, we are all the same. It's just I have preference.
Yeah.
So, don't fall under dogma. Don't fall under this idea that you have to have all these things to be success, to be happy.
Man.
I promise you, don't destroy your own happiness.
What's in here? This is success. If you can build a solid foundation and a beautiful and amazing Eden in yourself, that is success. That is more than enough you can ask for. Because if you are suffering from internal problems, how the damn hell are you going to enjoy your material goods?
Exactly.
So on that note, shall we end it?
Let's end it, buddy.
Let's end it. That was a good. That's a good hour, 13 minutes. Funny. It's so funny how some South Africans are like, "Yo, your podcast is 80 minutes. Damn, that's long." That's the bare minimum. If you.
Hey, guys! It's a podcast. Think about it.
If you want to listen to radio, go tune the radio on, man. Like,
listen to the podcast, guys. Enjoy. Sit down. Put it in your earphones on Soundcloud too. I promise you, it's the best hours that you're gonna have. It's a podcast.
It's free speech,
Free speech, guys.
This is how we talk, and that's why we're doing it. We talk serious things. We talk shit all the damn time. Why are we not recording this and putting it out?
And like I said,
now
guys,
we're doing it.
Today's conversation, it's all about educational. So if you think you have opinion about it, drop a comment.
If you have an issue,
Drop a comment.
Drop
too.
a comment or drop us an email
DM.
on blackandyellowmedia1@gmail.com if you have an issue, and we'll gladly talk about it and share our opinions
and
on
even
it.
bring you on board so you can have a conversation. The more we have, the more educated we get. The more we educate you guys, and you guys educate the next person. So support, subscribe, and we love you guys.
And we're not saying we know it all.
We're not, man.
We're just speaking from the little bit that we have.
Free speech, buddies. Free speech.
That's free speech. All right.
Peace.
So shut your mouth. All right. Peace.